Hello and welcome to the Gauge Look, and we're back with Settra and the Throne of Souls, now spelt correctly, thank you to the edit from Infused Norseman, 1T, 2 T's rather than 1. And obviously guys, this is our themed campaign. Now, I have been on holiday whilst this has come out, so let's just have a quick catch up. We're obviously quite early in, 17 turns, using the Radius mod as always. Looks like Settra is over here. Recruiting. We seem to have a bit of a neutrality group with the top knots, which is a little bit interesting. We've got a few full armies, although nothing particularly exciting looking. What was I waiting to build here? What was I doing? Building a brassworks to build a chariot archer? I think I should probably go for growth actually. It takes so long to grow in this. Is that the only growth one? It is indeed. Now remember, there's loads of new units now as well for the Tomb Kings of Radius Total War, which is very exciting for me. Let us upgrade this also. Not making too much money. Is there anybody willing to trade with me? You're not. Oops. I don't think I want to trade with it, Skaven, but they will. Well, they won't. Okay, that's fine. Now remember guys, we're also reading some fan fiction as well, in between. I didn't read out the kill counts before, but I'm sure you've seen that on the screen to see how well we were doing. Okay, let us carry on. I think it's probably an end turn situation for us already. And we will start up. We'll try to read a paragraph every end turn. I don't think there'll be any battles here. It looks like I'm just waiting. Got the flock of Jeff? I don't think it's Jeff, is it? Can I no. Can't recruit anymore. Have I called this guy a ranger because he has... Yes, he has lots of extra ammunition. That is very good actually, to be fair. Okay. And what can we build? We can build one weapon and it's the rubbish one, so I don't think so. Okay. So let us do it. End turn. Okay. Is that her? Said Sven, as he stared down the sarcophagus with awe. Hrolf had to admit that he could not help but be impressed by the intricate details upon the sarcophagus. The one on the murals, do you think? Indeed it is, came the voice of the sorcerer. The old man was looking upon the tablet behind the first sarcophagus, where several of the strange runes which passed for writing among the ancients were etched in gold. Here lies Queen Tahara, born of Casabar, blessed of Geheb the mighty, wife of priest king Anutep of Numis, Anutep II of Numis. She who sailed east into the realm of the dragon emperors and parted the heads of the mighty Khans which threatened the road of silk, and thus securing an alliance with the Celestial Empire. She who has slain the 43rd year of Sekhmet the Jealous while battling against the great bull demon of the Infernal Kings. Rolf noted a tablet as well behind the emptied sarcophagus. Likely it belonged to this Anutep fellow, and would speak of his achievements. Sounds like quite a woman, said Eric, with a leer. I would have to I would like to stick my sword in her sheath. How very rude, Eric. Okay, there we go. I'll try, once I'm into the reading a little bit more, try and give some more voice particulars to each character. But we've really not read too much yet. It's a little bit awkward. But I will try. What is this? Enemy army. Yeah, Numas is my enemy. Let's go fight then, shall we? Now I can't remember where we are on Tomb King's kills, but I think it's under 1,000. Obviously I will do the counter after the battle. I think we'll fight that. I don't think there'll be too many other fights in this episode, so let's go for it. Oh, I do love playing the Tomb Kings. I really, really want my Ushati with great bows though. They are a PvP nightmare as well, so... No flying Malekiths or Luon if you're... well, maybe Luon with his 95% missile damage resistance toggled, but... they're a bloody nightmare to fight against. Okay, you just got a massive line, don't you? So... let's keep the weak centre, I suppose. of Settra going in the middle. You guys come here. Do a slightly staggered line to try and encourage them to come on. We've got the Nekahara warriors now, which are a little bit better. Oh no, so we got skeleton. Yeah, Nekahara warriors. God, it's only been a week, I've forgotten everything. Skeleton archers who are terrible. But I say that, they're not terrible actually. Sorry skeletons, you're not terrible. Obviously got the flock of jet. I don't think they've got anything other than normal skellies, do they? A couple of sets of archers, that's it. I've got the flock. Okay, so we got the necrotech. Now, I think we'll just use you right in the middle. I don't think we're going to mess around too much. And we'll stick Settra slightly on the right. He's still walking around at the moment. Okay, let's start. You'll presumably just walk towards me. Def awaits. How you doing, Settra, anyway, my friend? You've got a few more direct damage now. You don't have the vortex spell yet. You're a monster of a guy when you're on your War Sphinx. I'm not sure about the Chariot of the Gods. A lot of people say that when you micro it really well, it's the best mount in the game. Not convinced. When I'm not doing series, I do a lot of PvP and single player, and I'm pretty good with Chariot Micro. And he's certainly not the best mount in the game. But on his War Sphinx, he must be up there, to be honest. So, these things. I also like the look of these guys. I know, obviously, they're Egyptian modelled Tomb Kings, but I feel a bit early Roman era here. Even Etruscan. I'm thinking if you guys are watching my campaign, you're probably history buffs as well, if you like the themed campaign type style. So, oh god. I suppose better on them. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? You go for that. You go for that. And you lot go in on that as well. Oh bugger, no. Okay, Settra, if you can get in there as well, please, buddy. Get in on them. And you know what? You just come in melee as well. It's fine. You could just deal with that already, to be honest, that'd be fine. Okay, let's do some direct damage to you. Let's do some physical resistance to you. Block of Drift should destroy them utterly very quickly. I've got my Tomb Guard in the middle there as well, they'll do damage. They'll get their Ushati very quickly though, which is a little bit of a problem. That's the third toggle if I remember rightly. Okay, if you can get in there. Where are you, Settra? You can get there. Let's cause some problems. Go kill him. Get a little cheeky. There's the Ushati. I much prefer Chariot Archers. They're almost equal in every way to them, apart from they have range, which is far better. Okay, that's mine firing. Which I actually quite like, one firing off. Don't know about you guys, I think it's a little bit helpful. I really do like... of course they did it there, didn't they? I mean, it makes sense, don't get me wrong. It's just really irritating. You can go in on them as well, please. Settra. You stay with that guy. You're not anti-large by any means, but you do a business. Okay, where's my chariots? Where are my other chariots? Oh, that is the... being idiotic. Great King. I'm presuming the Nekahara warriors are doing fine. Yeah, doing superb. Okay, if you can go help them, I'll get you helping them as well. Sacrifice them all. Again, not so worried about heavy losses here, other than maybe if I was to use a hero or something like that. I'd like to kill a legendary lord soon though, because we're counting them, remember, as well. Get in there, please. Where are you? Okay, the warlord is down. I mean, that's the entire army down, isn't it? So, not quite as smooth as it should have been, though, I have to be honest. Exactly, Settra. Crazy sounding bugger that you are. Okay, that's it. We did suffer quite a few losses, but you have to be used to that when you're fighting as the Tomb Kings. It's just how it works. Oops. Ah, they had the great weapons here. That's why they were doing a bit more damage than normal. Armor piercing. Clever. Okay, decisive. Yeah, it was pretty decisive. I don't feel we were taxed there. So they lost they lost a lot of units there. 2,495. That is not insignificant, my friends. I will do the updated count on screen for you as well to see how we're doing with the Tomb Kings on our road to 10,000. We may have to consider that at some point. Let this go for the treasury. And we'll just get you back into Newmass. And then you don't get the skills need for a wee bit longer. Ancient Tyrant. Nah. Let's get some more armour. Let's get the Restless Dead. You're getting a little bit better. These guys are pretty rubbish though, in my opinion. Some jars, I suppose, with you. I know they really buff up the Necro Sphinx and stuff like that, but I'm not sure it's enough for me to care. I now have the tier 4 sub mod on for radius as well. For cities, you obviously get it for most other mods as well. It's very important. I think tier 4 makes late game a bit more interesting. Tier 3 cities are very easy to take on auto resolve in particular. Okay. So after Eric's little joke about her being quite a woman, several of the men laughed and they began studying the sarcophagus. One of the men tried to get it open but found it would not budge. Looking around to see if there was a switch or a lever somewhere, Rolf looked up to see a mural in the ceiling. It showed the woman bearing a spear which struck against the head of a demonic winged creature that resembled a bull. It was followed by an image of a man who was often with the woman. He was kneeling over her, while around him there were many bodies. Looking back to the men, he saw the sorcerer kneeling down a short distance away from the sarcophagus. Azure light began to dance around him. He then heard a scraping of metal and stone, and he looked back to the men. They heaved together with their muscles, bulging and veins appearing, and as one they lifted the lid of the sarcophagus off. With a heavy thump, the lid landed upon the dusty floor, and many of the men began to cough. Oh, I think that sounds a little bit ominous for you, my friend. We will read that on the next turn. Who just opens up a sarcophagus in that sort of world anyway? Ridiculous. Okay, Dynasty researched, melee attack. Yeah, Shakti. We want you, Shakti, we do. Okay, let's save. Should I just auto-resolve that? Yeah, that's fine. So that's another 2,143 killed. Man, we're going to get to our Tomb King total really easily. We might have to think to up that number. Newmass is now out of the picture, as it rightly should be, because the King of Kings was around. Yeah, let's get you stuff, and let's get you better here as well. Settra does not serve. You certainly do not, Settra. You are served. That's kind of the point. We now have chariot archers available as well, which is very nice. So we'll get rid of you two. Get rid of you. We'll get 2 chariot archers, and we will get... That'll be fine just now, actually. Still the same. Golden dagger, it certainly is. We also need to do some research. Yeah, let's get our growth higher again. And shall we maybe set you to raiding our little buddies here? Do with a little bit extra money. Now, I actually thought I had a raiding army here as well. I obviously do not. He is tough. But as a raid, I suppose we may as well recruit fully into his army. There's not much point in not having a full army of everything. Okay, what research? So we have researched one dynasty. Maybe we should just go for another... no, let's get the Necrosphinx upgrade first. And then, yeah, you'll definitely need to recuperate. Anybody willing to trade with me yet?
Look upon my eternal fall.
I really need some more money. And you're going to start hating me soon.
Nor on your bones, stop, no!
Go away, Queek. So Queek might be our first legendary lord to add to our kill counts. It will be nice. It is not the entire plan to kill every legendary lord. It is the 3 capitals plus 10,000 of each race. Which is to say, you'll be getting periodic updates are out. But each legendary lord adds to the Throne of Souls. Okay, that's another end turn. Well, let's see what happens when they open the sarcophagus, shall we? No! Shouted the sorcerer with alarm. What have you fools done? I have not removed the seals! The old man began looking around the hall. He began to grow frantic, and he shouted, "We need to get out of here now!" At the old man's words, the warriors drew their weapons and began scanning the area for my enemies. A long, tense moment of silence passed, and one of the men, Rudolph, began to laugh. "Is that it? Just silence and dust? You worry too much, Marienburger," said Rudolph mockingly. The sorcerer was not convinced, and he began to warily eye the statues. Rolf began to gaze upon them as well, and began to have a bad feeling in his gut. "Hey, look at this on her." Sorry, grammar a little bit. "Hey, look at this on her," shouted Sven. He looked up and carved sword of gold which glinted with the torchlight. Rolf swore that he could see a strange, unnatural glow upon its edges. "Put that down, you fools!" wailed the sorcerer. "The statues, great changer, the Ubshati." Uh-oh. Sorcerer. I'll develop some sort of accent for the sorcerer, don't worry. King of Kings. Wrath of the Creator, sure. And let's make you a little bit... No, let's get another jar for you. I'll probably get rid of this guy for somebody like a Tomb Prince or something, but not right now. Okay, Gorgazan. The reality is we could do with some more money.
My will be done.
Your will be done, my friend, don't worry. Okay.
Land of the dead.
In fact, let us get you a couple of chariots, shall we?
Your Highness.
Can you encamp?
Stand, sentinel.
Get you a couple of skeleton chariot archers, because you are the ranger after all. Okay. So I don't think there's anything we want over here at the moment. I don't think we will fight the Skaven. We're going to go and take out Bretonnian knights. The Skaven can wait just now. Sure, Queek will advance quite strongly anyway. There's not an awful lot to do at this point in time. We'll obviously start raiding quite soon. Income generated. Yeah, let's go for that. That's so wrong cash. Let's try Queek again, actually.
I do not care about dead things. Yes.
Military access.
Good, good.
We'll leave it there. So that should give us a wee bit of money. It's not bad. And we're going to end up with quite a few different... In fact, do we have any other resources available? No. So we definitely need to keep moving. And I know from my single players that there's a good amount of resources over here. So that is where we'll head. Hopefully there'll be some dwarves to kill as well. Okay. Let's see what happens to the statue, shall we? You mean those things? Rudolph said again. He walked up to the nearest statue, which bore the head of a jackal. It's just a scary statue, it won't. Was the last thing Rudolph said as the great blade descended upon him and perfectly split him in half from head to groin. No. Pause. Weak. Defensive. No problem. Blood spattered from both ends of Rudolph, and the statues began moving. The sorcerer catapulted of blue fire which struck one of the statues, causing it to shatter. Its weapon and armour disintegrated. A blade swung towards him and it crashed against an orb of azure light. The sorcerer then began running off towards the corridors which led them into the room. "Come back, you coward!" shouted Rolf. With rage, he heard a scream of pain as Sven was cut in half by one of those statues. Eric and Ognar attempted to attack the one of the statues, which parried a strike from Eric's axe, while Ognar struck it with his mace. The mace broke against some of the statue's ribs, but it did not stop the statue from decapitating Ognar. Oh, Ognar's not having a good time. Okay, what's our next upgrade then? Okay. Decapitating poor Ognar. Now please remember guys, I'm fairly confident these are the Chaos slot, so I'm not sure we should care about these guys being decapitated. You know? You know how it is, I'm sure.
Find my harem. You to find me.
Okay, if you can raid down there. I think we'll actually send you across the water. We'll raid some of the humans. Or whoever has that territory now. I would like that there. You are going to be close to being upgraded though, so let us save our pennies. Okay. All around Rolf, his men were being slaughtered. He barely dodged a strike from one and launched a counter-attack which struck the skeletal thing. It was like fighting a foe clad in thick armour. Knowing that his chances of survival were extremely slim, he knew that while Carniv cared little from where their blood flowed, Rolf had always tried to make sure it was others that blood, and not he. Rolf then decided to make a run for it and then followed after the sorcerer. He could still see the azure light of the Marienburger in view. He was only able to take 4 steps before he felt a sharp pain and something cold stabbed through his belly. What do you want, Gorefang Rotgut? Okay, sure. Something stabbed through poor Hrolf's belly. I kind of thought Hrolf was going to be the hero of this story, in a weird, twisted way. Anyway, in fact, no, we won't start the next paragraph because it's quite a large one. So let's see what happens. Dune Kingdoms. Again, apologies for the grammar, or not the grammar, but for the way I'm speaking. There is a few grammatical errors which the author has admitted, and it wouldn't matter when you're reading it, but when you're reading it aloud, it's basically the odd comma and so forth in the wrong place, causing me to stutter a little bit, which I don't normally do, I don't believe. So we're going to get straight back to it though, because all we're trying to get to is get to Zandri and start getting some clay, no, some pottery.
King of greatest dynasty.
Probably want you to get to the next.
Onward, soldiers!
Onward, soldiers. Okay, so looking down, he saw the glint of a bloody silver blade poking through him. The blade retracted, and he began to lose control of his lower body. Falling to his knees with his entrails spilling out, he caught a glimpse of a beautiful ivory mask. Wrapped in mouldering cloth and withered flesh, he saw the slim flame of the one who had stabbed him. It was her, he realised, the one the sorcerer had called Tahira. He wanted to shout, to spit out his defiance, but he could not. There was magic in that blade, one that sapped him of his strength. All he could do was watch as the blade descended upon him again. Well, Hrolf is now out of the picture, I think. Looks like there's a little bit of not a new chapter, but a little bit of change in scene, maybe from the lady's point of view. We may get to that in this episode. We may not.
The desert gods bless me.
No, definitely not. Can you recruit anything crazy? No, we'll leave it one short at the moment, I think.
Make way for Settra.
I know you're not going to make it, are you? So, let's go a little bit further. And we will send you, my amigo,
March. Make way.
over the water, I think. You unfortunately can't quite.
My dynasty. He does not impress me.
We'll make you the main raider, I think, down here. Anything else happening for us? Not really. I'm a little bit stressed out with the Dune Kingdoms.
To my leech advisors, bid that we should make a never.
They are starting to hate me more, although only just. That flashy bit is obviously one of the books of Nagash. Which book is it though? I can't remember. That would be a very good one actually. A really, really good one. And that is that crazy army full of monsters. So once we get a bit more elite, that will be our priority. Okay. Looking down upon the corpse of the last savage which dared to defile our tomb, the Tomb Queen flicked the blood away from her sword and she called her Ushabti to attention. As one, the Ushabti straightened and saluted her. She commanded them to awaken her herald, Azam, but the herald had already awoken. He stepped forward and bowed to her. His khopesh was stained in blood. He spoke in a dry, whispering tone. "One had escaped, my queen," said Asim, as he remained bowing. "I shall take full responsibility of its escape, and I request to hunt it down as penance." "There is nothing to apologise for, old friend," replied Tahira. A flicker of memory passed through her skull. She remembered Asim as a tall, strong man with black hair and brown eyes. She remembered he was quite handsome indeed, but due to their positions it was highly inappropriate for them to be more than a queen and her bodyguard. Oh. Well, she sounds pretty majestic, doesn't she? And I think we're going to call it there for an episode. It's maybe a little bit rubbishy bit to stop, but I think the battle will take us a little bit longer. So we will call it there. I do hope you're enjoying these episodes. Obviously, I will be putting the updates and the kill counts on screen. And hopefully you're enjoying how this is going. My only slight nervousness is that we're going to get to the Tomb King count too early. However, there isn't really that many Tomb Kings left, so it might actually be more of a struggle. I may have to be a bit crazy in what I do here. Keep their last city alive or something. Anyway, thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on anything, and I will get back to you. Thanks, guys.